Where is Paul?
Hi, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry I'm late. Wow, you look amazing today, by the way.
Oh.
Look at your hair, beautiful. I'm sorry,
What are you trying to do?
I was a little bit late.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I sit down?
Yeah.
It's next to you. I don't know if I can compliment sitting next to such beauty. By the way, you should be arrested.
What? Why?
So did you steal those stars from last night and put them into your eyes?
Oh
Because
my
they're
gosh.
twinkling.
Oh
with
my
light.
gosh,
Amazing.
Paul. Oh my gosh. We've only known each other for a few days. Why are you doing this to me?
Well, we've chatted for a while.
Yeah, well, but
you know, I just feel like I'm so close to you, dear. Do you mind if I call you dear?
yes, I do. You are love bombing me.
Love? What is that?
Love bombing me.
Isn't that a good thing?
No, I can't trust you.
Oh no.
I can't trust you. No, this is very confusing, so I'm gonna call my
Who are
friend.
you calling? Don't call anyone. You're here with me. Stay with me.
Hello. Hello? Hello, Mbak Zoya. Mbak Zoya, so Paul has been doing this very confusing things. He's not himself. He's love bombing me.
Definitely not myself.
Mbak Zoya, can you help me? What is this? Mbak Zoya, come and explain.
Oh no.
Oh,
Is she coming here?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you need to explain some things to her.
Ew, I need some explanations.
Yeah, he's been saying like, I'm beautiful and all. I know I am, but yeah, it's just so confusing. So Mbak Zoya, will you come here and save me and tell me more about this love bombing thing, because it's so overwhelming and it's ew. All right, okay, thank you, Mbak Zoya. Bye.
Is she coming here?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a third wheel on our first date.
This is not our first date. I don't want to go on a first date with you. Hi, Mbak Zoya. Hi, Mbak Zoya.
To the program. Please
So
do have
sit
a seat.
here,
Good thing I
okay.
got a table for three.
Mbak Zoya, so we want to talk about love bombing,
Oh, okay.
which Paul just did.
I was just being nice.
Ew.
No?
No.
Over
Ew.
excessively nice,
Yeah,
yes.
you're trying to manipulate me. So can you explain a bit about love bombing?
So love bombing is actually a psychological and emotional abuse. In this form, usually people have an excessive flattery, and they also like oversharing their emotional things.
Such
Yeah.
as? Like, what would that mean? My feelings.
Oversharing, I
You
feel
make me
like
feel-
you make me feel like. Like I met the love of my life. You just know,
Ew.
like, oh,
Make me want to
okay.
fly to the moon.
Ew.
Yeah,
Really gonna fly to the moon? Okay, gotcha.
and they showering you with, all the gifts, mostly the expensive one, and
Really?
I like that.
over the top kind of behavior. So they're trying to make you like off guard.
Yeah. Win you over.
Yeah, win you over and try to manipulate you, because most likely people who doing a love bombing is like an insecure people.
Okay.
If they have like insecure and anxious attachment, this is like their form of how to
Secure-
keep someone,
secure
how
the
to
relationship.
secure the relationship.
So in this
So-
example that we just had, let's say our first date,
Yeah.
then it would be, I would want her to like me immediately. I don't want to have her like...
Yeah, you don't want to process your feelings.
Okay.
You are too nervous that, okay, she's a great catch,
Okay,
right?
so I'm giving her compliments, but it's actually more about me then.
Yeah. It's about you try to control her, try to make her, just like attached to you, like quick.
Okay.
You want to accelerate things because usually people who does this is a person who actually manipulative, and almost always it's a form. The first step that expressed by a narcissistic personality disorder kind of person.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why would it be? I mean, I understand the over excessiveness and I understand the insecurity, but why would it be bad to overly compliment somebody? Like, what could be the dangers of that?
overly compliment somebody, it's not really that dangerous, but the intention of doing that was the dangerous part.
Okay.
Because in the long term, because love is as simple as complicated as it is.
It's very complicated.
Well put, yes.
As simple as it is. Why? Because in the form of like true love, you will feel good. You feel like your brain and your heart is sinking.
It's effortless.
Yeah, it's effortless in terms like not like you. Okay, I don't want to put effort and stuff like that. No, but
the
effortless
feeling.
is like you don't have to try too hard. You know that your heart is the right place and your brain also not telling different things. And they respect your boundaries. That's a healthy and the simple things about love.
Respect the boundaries.
Respect boundaries,
Okay.
and all feelings are valid, but bad behavior is not.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Right?
No.
So in other way, if you are like I say it's complicated because good love and true love always need a process.
Yeah.
You cannot just accelerate something like that.
Yeah.
You cannot push someone to love you back,
True.
or you cannot be mad because they're not feeling the same as you are,
Yeah.
or you cannot manipulate other people to have the same feeling like you are.
Right.
Because it's okay, when I know it's maybe sounds cheesy when you say like, if you love someone, set them free. It's kind of like,
Let them go.
There's a
if
truth
you
to
love someone, you have to give them the
The space.
you have to trust them to love you back in their own pace, in their
Yeah.
own terms, and that's healthy.
Yeah.
Because we process different way.
Yeah.
Our pace is different. So when someone tries to manipulate you in a term of accelerate you and give you off guard, like, why you want to love someone like that?
Yeah.
Why you
Now-
don't want to process your feeling? It's anxious because when you feel love, you feel vulnerable but
Yeah.
safe at the same time.
Vulnerable and safe at the same time. Okay.
But nobody
That's
likes to
interesting.
feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it comes in the form of compliments and showers
Yeah.
of love.
So,
it's kind of tricky, isn't it? Like, because the
Yeah.
intention behind it
Yeah.
is the opposite.
Yeah. So when I also, for instance, like when you explain to us in this like first date kind of thing, I always suggest someone if you want to date someone, if you really, well, who knows? This can be like true love, maybe it's not, or you just have to see things out there, your option and stuff like that. I always suggest you, I'm okay with the grand gesture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to first date, please find some place who's actually not really so romantic, grande,
Oh,
that make
okay.
you forget the real person in front of you.
Okay. Keep it
Because
casual.
because you can get swept off by like, the lightning,
Nah,
the
that's what I
vibes.
want to know, Mbak Zoya. How would I know if I'm being love
Yeah,
bombed?
question.
How would I know
boundaries.
the boundaries?
So if you feel like this is too good to be true,
Yeah.
don't just brush it off. Because we usually like, hey, maybe I get abused a lot in my past relationship. Maybe I never moved
Yeah.
on with my ex before. Don't question yourself like that, but listen to it. Because
Okay.
it necessarily takes times to you to recognize that your
Yeah.
boundaries it's being bulldozed by this person.
Yeah.
Did you feel uncomfortable just now?
Of course.
Well, I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
it's me.
it was you. It was
But
you.
if you get those sort of compliments, like, would you get uncomfortable? Would you feel
I
your
guess
boundaries are
so.
being breached?
I guess so. But my question would be because we've been showered with all these stories about like 50 Shades of Grey or
Yeah.
Night in Shining Armani.
Pretty Woman.
Yes.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for me to differentiate whether this person has good intentions or not.
Yeah. The intention, if you also take times to recognize what you feel. If you feel like this is something wrong, and you just have to keep in mind and recognize this more because, boundaries is not something very strict. It's not something like very...
It's not black and white.
line. It's not really black and white. It's a gray area that you need to explore and understand yourself better. Like, oh, I'm not comfortable with this. This must be something.
Oh, okay.
This is what I like and this is what I don't like.
Okay, so you set the standard yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to try to communicate this with this person because, person with like a manipulative person, especially the narcissistic one, they will not validate your feelings because it's all about them. So if you try to explain like, for instance, like Paul, we just met, I'm not really comfortable, and
You're being
Paul
weird,
tried to
Paul.
dismiss it. It
Yeah.
tells something about
Yes.
him, right?
Right.
Oh,
Because you say
okay.
like, remember that you say like, I know I'm beautiful, but
Yeah.
you know,
I know I'm
you know
pretty
you're
bad.
beautiful, but it's not really,
Yeah.
if somebody like excessively saying like, oh, you're a goddess.
Right.
I know I'm beautiful, but goddess?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
So I need
That's
to
too
respect
much,
those
bro.
boundaries.
That's too
I need
much.
to say, oh, you know what? I'll tone it down a bit, as opposed to saying, oh, but you're so beautiful, I just can't help myself. You know, that's dismissive, right? That would
yeah.
be an example
Yeah.
of dismissive.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So it was like, you recognize that if, for instance, that you know that she's like beautiful and she's gorgeous and you really like, we have to learn to give compliment, like honestly, like, hey,
Okay.
I think you're gorgeous. That was nice.
Yeah.
Not like
didn't
trying too hard.
Yeah.
And like the stars slide out of
Ew, that's so cheesy. That was from the 80s? Is that from the 80s?
That's my era. I think that's the last time I went on a first date. So anyway, how long does this, I assume that this cannot be kept up for long. Like for example, after a first date, somebody gets love bombed. Is this something that the person, like myself, that's committing it, can I keep up this facade? Is this something that's usually kept up for a long period or usually just in the beginning? And also, can this happen to people that not only just met, but like, let's say in a marriage?
Oh, wow. The thing is, with the love bombing, they have like 3 steps.
Okay.
The first, after they love bombing you, they will like doing something like they evaluate you after that.
Oh, wow.
So it makes you so confused because this person who at first time you met, they put you on a pedestal. Yeah, and make you sure like, make you feel like important, wanted. Then after that, they say like, the most word that used by manipulative and narcissistic person when they love bombing you is like, you are perfect.
Ooh.
After that, they devaluate you
Okay.
and say like, oh my God, I thought you're perfect.
They use that against you.
Yeah, and they doing the gaslighting kind of part.
Yes,
You know,
that would
they
be
make their mistake. It's your mistake. Then after that, they try to devaluate you, and then they try to like decrease your self-confidence and make you confused. Like suddenly they will ask like, why you have to make friend with this? They more demanding, and it's make you even more confused. And they was just usually they say something like hey, I'm doing this because I really care about you. Don't be friend with this person. You don't have to be like really going with your family and doing this stuff like. Because I love you, I want to spend time with you. And we're blaming you for a lot of things and make you confused, right? Like, I thought I'm important. You said like, you
Perfect.
never met a person like me and I'm perfect. Then suddenly, they will give you, like, this is confusing. So it's so hard for people to
so
actually
this
get
could-
out from this.
I see. So this could happen in a marriage.
In a marriage, usually in the first relationship, that's why I literally have to say this. I always nervous when somebody says like, hey, Zoya, I just met someone for 3 months and I feel like all over the moon and, I want to marry them. And I was like, darn, please don't.
Unless it's David Beckham. No.
Right?
Unless it's David Beckham.
Not
No.
available.
So when if at least take like a year.
A year.
The best part is actually take 18 months because according to
Okay.
research, it takes 18 months, the longest for people to like head over heel in love.
I see. Okay.
18 months.
18 months.
Noted.
The real, facade, persona, whatever you call it, it will like dismiss.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Fades.
Over time.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so hard to get out from this kind of relationship because you
course.
get confused.
Yeah.
You always want to believe the first impression that this person gave you when they give you love bombing and they try to manipulate you. It's so hard to get out from that relationship because
Yeah.
you want to believe the good in people.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I think now that I'm hearing the full, like all the stages of it, I believe love bombing is just a precursor for gaslighting because you're the one setting the standards. I'm
Yeah.
setting these impossible standards for my partner,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to use those exact standards to
It's
take
true.
them down, right?
And be careful. Love bombing also happen in friendship and in family.
Yeah, wow.
Ooh.
Did not think of that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Scary.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Scary stuff.
because they don't want to lose you.
Right.
And they don't know
Yeah.
how to keep you around as a friend, as a family member. They need something from you, and they know how to just love you back in a healthy way. So they try to manipulate you, like, as a friend, like, oh my God, I cannot meet a friend like you anymore. You
right,
can do
that
like
makes sense.
this, like, make you feel guilty. Oh, I could die if you leave me,
Oh, lovebirds.
and stuff like that. So friends.
It sounds
and
funny,
friends-
but actually people do say
Yeah.
these things, right?
Oh,
It sounds funny that we're
totally.
saying it right now.
we are in a healthy mind right now.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us,
yeah.
it's like, oh, no
Ew.
way, you know.
Ew.
But especially if you like the persona of this person, you actually like this person, because usually in a narcissistic kind of romantic relationship, if you're in love with narcissistic, sometimes you saw this person is a high profile kind of person.
Okay.
That's even more hard. Or you already has a crush on this person.
Oh, no.
Like you have
That's
crush.
the toughest.
Knock on wood. I hope Beckham not doing like that. But for instance, if he's like single and you already like him, and this is David Beckham coming to you like, hi girl, I think you're gorgeous. You're gonna be fake. Like
Right.
Of course, I
gonna
love
be
you
harder
too,
to see.
Mr. Beckham.
It's gonna be harder for you to see if
a layer and every layer.
So give it some time, let
give
it
it
sit.
some time.
Okay.
And be honest, because gini, this person can be like very charming and
Yeah, of course,
kind
charismatic.
and charismatic.
Yeah.
But the most important is, how did they make you feel? The kind of person, the charismatic kind of person, can make you feel intimidated and unimportant.
Yeah.
And we have to be honest about our feelings.
Yeah.
Relationship has to be, you have to be on equal ground somewhat.
Equal
right? You can't just be,
ground.
can't put somebody else.
Nobody can bulldoze your,
Yeah.
your boundaries just like that.
Yeah.
It's like, why you feel like that? Why you being so dramatic?
Yeah.
And I love you. There's no way. This
Yeah.
is just in your head.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So this is something new to me, and we had an interesting conversation right before our little skit there in regards to why this is more of an issue.
Yeah.
Zoya mentioned that social media plays a big part as well. Now people being more
Yeah.
aware of things like this. So again, guys, keep your relationships in check, and most importantly, that relationship with yourself.
Of
right?
course, of course. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Zoya, for sharing. So 18 months. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. All right.
First date today. I'll see you in 2025. We'll check in again.
Okay. All right. I hope this talk show gave you some insights to go on your first dates, okay? Now we're up for another short break. In the meantime, don't forget to follow our social media accounts if you haven't already. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at CToday News. Stay tuned. We have more for you.